July 2025, a crop circle alignment experiment. Didn't go quite according to what I'd planned, but then again, I can only make recommendations to them, not tell them what to do, as they are strong-willed, has strong-willed desire. So, and my spirit guide just said, if not a little bit more. Right then. The background noise is the television. My wife is watching telly and she enjoys her privacy. That's why you're not able to see my face. I respect her wishes. This is the alignment experiment we was trying for July during our holidays. Whilst I was away, I asked them very nicely and politely and very respectfully and lovingly if they could provide a crop circle in alignment with this year's holiday. As again, I was hoping for in July, but we started travelling on the 28th of June. So we left home about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and travelled to Stonehenge, just past Stonehenge to Amesbury, and stayed at the Holiday Inn overnight one night, as our destination was too far away for me and my present level of confidence to drive in one go, because my wife absolutely can't stand the M5. So we took her up the M1 instead, the scenic way. So again, we left at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and drove to Salisbury. We stayed there overnight, had a look round at the sky around Amesbury, and there wasn't any UAPs in sight. Nice and quiet. What I didn't know, there'd already been. And in the early hours of Saturday the 28th, they'd done a crop circle in Lyme Regis in Devon. The same county as where we holidayed last year, but on the other side of the bay. Not far up the road from Bridport. A bit round the corner to the left, to the west. So back to the story, or this account, this experiment. So the crop circle that we can see here. It's still lining up again. Always the way in it. Let's get onto the actual painting rather than this screen. Here. This is the crop circle that was created in the early hours of Saturday the 28th. Okay, we departed after that. But me, my wife and my stepson, are disabled. First marriage, second marriage, nice marriage. So we travel out from where we live and we trundle up the A303 to Salisbury, stay overnight, and then we trundle up to Oxford, stay overnight there. And then we take the long hard slog up the spine of the country with the M1 all the way to Ripon in Yorkshire. Bit of a long drive on the M1. We didn't go all the way, didn't go like Sheffield and round the west side, Leeds. We cut off on the M18 towards Doncaster and got on the A1M through the roadworks and carried on up. And then we spent a week there, really nice, and had a few days out and stuff, mainly to go and see the hospital to get wife's bandages changed, because they insist on doing surgery before a holiday, which is really inconsiderate of the NHS. So on the way back, we thought, well, we'd create a bit of balance, and we stayed in Cambridge, another holiday inn in Cambridge, overnight, and then came cross country, which took ages, and spent the night in where was that? Swindon, holiday inn in Swindon, Dorking or something, whatever it's called there. And then we trundled back down via Marlborough, straight down to meet up with the A303, but I forgot there was no junction on that one. It's been a long time since I drove down that road. And ended up in Salisbury, so we took the 36 out of Salisbury, coming out, and that was on the 9th of July. and then trundled down the 303 back to home, back to Somerset, this end of Somerset. So when I got back, saw the crop circle from the holiday. But yeah, okay then. When did that happen? Okay, 28th, that's the day we left. So I thought, it's got nothing to do with us. Just a crop circle turned up in Devon while we were away. Nothing around Stonehenge, typical. We was at Stonehenge, but nothing shows up, which is annoying to say the least. Spirit guide just said oi. Now she gave me a clue when I was about to dismiss it out of hand. She said, "Where is it due south of?" Right then, I'll have a look. So looked at it. I went up on the thing. And I went, yeah, I see. That's where we live, sort of area. Yeah. Why does it line up? I saw this thing on the map and it said L Power Station. Substation, not power station, substation. L substation, like where you direct energy from. And I was thinking, here we go again. Yeah, it's an alignment, not what I was expecting. Total Mickey take as per usual. Total grass up as per usual. I was thinking, love it. Absolutely love it. So power distribution, power directed power management, electricity as such. It's a subtle energy that science can't harness. That is present on Earth. It's part of what makes Earth orbit the sun. What makes, not makes, but it's just a process going to be going on for billions of years that enables the moon to orbit Earth to drive the tides and everything. It hasn't got a human word because humans haven't really truly tapped into it. And I hope and pray that they don't, because it's to do with the cosmic, the spiritual, the supernatural, the paranormal. So, our holiday, I requested like a moon pool, white heart type crop circle. I requested it months and months ago. It's on my main website, which is pthhip.org. It's Peter Hip. It initially was Peter as in Ptah, as the Egyptian deity, the firm foundations of the religion, the bedrock of religion. And HIP was the Hedgerow Initiative project, but I was trying to get off the ground, but the idea got nicked off me by some local council people that just planted out an apple orchard instead. More about that on another day. So, or another time, when I can get around to it, or I can be bothered to talk about it. So, yeah, stop waffling, Jeff, for me's sake. So yeah, we're coming across. So yeah, it's down here on the left-hand side. So I wrote this lot. You can have a read of it if you can read it. If not, go on cropcircleconnector.com, look up that crop circle, go into comments, and underneath Red Collies, talk to Horace Drew, he's the Australian geezer. Comes out some fantastic theories. Yeah, you'll see it and you can read it for yourselves. Yeah. So basically, as we're travelling out this undercrop circle, due south of where we were, I reckon this is phases of the moon from above. Again, this place here, Studley Royal and Fountains Abbey Deer Park. Studley Royal Deer Park and Fountains Abbey National Trust. We stayed in a little house up there next to the church, St Mary's Church, and there's cloisters, and it's a fantastic place. Great for a rest, especially when you're convalescing, because we're all disabled and we're all scooterified. I wonder if we can do crop circles using mobility scooters. I wonder if that would work. Put plough on the front or something. Be funny, wouldn't it? Right, I'm about to light my cigarette. Well, it's a roll-up actually. I use pipe tobacco. Usually end up burning my nose lighting it.
How can I be happy?
Bear with me, I'm having a condor moment. Condor. So, yeah, that is pretty much all there is to that. So we had a great week. We came back, drove it the long way round, took her up the M1, so she couldn't complain about the M5 anymore. But on the way back, she was too scared to go down the M1, so we took her down the A1M instead, all the way, and then got off on the M14 and head towards Cambridge, which doesn't match the sat nav because it got quite confusing. Then we cross country all the way through, heading for Biston and Oxford, and down into Swindon on the 420. Yeah, it was a great holiday, nice and peaceful, lovely. So many deer we saw, it was wonderful. So White Hart, oh look, White Hart in the middle of that. Is that a bit of White Hart? I don't know. Phase of the moon, if you look at it from above, I suppose you're up at the North Star, the Pole Star, and you're looking down, you be the phase of the moon, maybe. Moon pools, yes, it could be that. So could this be an alignment? Well, it doesn't line up other than being due south of that on the 28th. I was expecting something in between. And of course, on the way back from Salisbury, we drove up on the 9th, and there's Shaftesbury. There was the crop circle with the moon phases on it. Yeah. So did they do that one? Most probably did. And there's been some basket weaving type crop circles around Somerton. I reckon there's a coven at work. Coven of Witchy Poo Wicca. I don't think they're Wicca though. I think they're neo-pagans. More the Greek mythology side, because there is especially that spider that relates to Athena, being challenged to a weaving contest. So, the whopping great big spider scared the heck out of everyone, including myself, until I looked into it a bit more and went, Black Widow goddess, and of course it comes up on search that it's Athena. Yeah, and the Egyptian equivalent is the goddess Neith. Yeah, and then they go talking about triple goddess and Hecate and all that. And I go, oh no, all that rubbish again. Right. Respect to the goddesses, I converse with, communicate with. They do crop circles for me, and they are Egyptian goddesses, as my numbers are related to Egypt and the Middle East. Hebrew. You've got to remember that Hebron and that area 3,500 years ago, and 3,000 years ago was part of the Egyptian Empire. I know this is the Canaan, but excuse me, the Egyptian Empire went all the way up to Syria, southern borders of Turkey, and all that lot, stretched across to what is now Transjordan. He went all the way down past Mecca, right down to Aden in Yemen. So, Egyptian Empire was big back then. And it was more, I won't call it an empire as such, it was more of a collaboration and a society, really, a society, I'd call it, because they weren't slaves as such, just because the first coin payment, was invented by King Lydius of Lydia in 700 BC. And of course, the time of the Egyptians and the Exodus and all that lot, yes, I'm being reminded that the Exodus of the Jews from Egypt happened at exactly the same time as the exodus of the Trojans from Troy. With that, there's an overlap. So stories similar to each other, but completely different. One you get heroes and brave soldiers, and then on the bottom side you get chicken shits running away. Right. Yeah, always stuff. So, yeah, I think I better shut up before I completely start rambling nut stuff. I can't think of anything. Yeah, so is that the alignment? I don't know. Shaftesbury and down there. Where's Shaftesbury? Amongst this, so Shaftesbury's around there. I think that's Salisbury. Let me zoom in. Go to view. Me like blind man leading the blind, isn't it, when you can't see it? Yeah, that's got to be Salisbury. Maybe. No, yeah, it's got to be Salisbury. So we went up there and joined the 303. So we come down that road, but that doesn't link onto the motorway. Just like a bridge goes over it, and you don't even notice it while you do it. So drove down there, drove up there, and back down the 303, picked up the road to Taunton and back home. And we managed to convince her to let us on a small stretch of the M5. Wish we hadn't now, because the other drivers were just complete morons. Driven an 850-mile round trip, and the last 7 miles was horrendous because they, I don't know, brainless idiots. Right, and let's have a look across here. Yeah, Moonpools of Pantine's Abbey Ribbon. You get a big one, round one, and you get these two little like crescent ones either side, and there's a little lake down there, and up there's a lake, and up on the hill is St Mary's Church and the Chorister's house. Beautiful. If you can afford it, rent it for a week. Great. Live like a king for a week. And then, like us, come back to poverty for the other 51 weeks of the year. So yeah, OS alignment due south of L substation, Bridgewater. There. Yet another alignment. It was tricky for a moment until one of my spirit guides dropped the big hint. Where is it due south of? This is how they talk to me. They're sweet about it and they're nice and polite. If I struggle, they point out to me when I'm going wrong. Yeah, that's what describes the holiday. Oh, I don't want to. So coming across this. This is on Windows Paint 10. I only ever use Windows Paint 10 in my designs. And I think, I can draw. I'm artistic anyway. Always been good at art and drawing. So why do I need a big state-of-the-art graphics design thing? I know that digital drawing is harder than actual physical drawing. We'll get there eventually. Excuse me, I've had a cough. Yeah, pipe tobacco gives me a tickly throat. I smoke because it's a coping mechanism. Half the time I don't even enjoy it. It's just, my mind just races if I don't smoke. I've got ADHD as well. Excuse my cough in my guts. Right. Okay, I need a drink of water, obviously. Okay, you can have a read of it. Okay. Also, on the alignment, I've scrolled into, zoomed in, going across there, Will's Neck, up on the Quantox, in a straight line, Tristram Stone, Will's Neck. Will's Neck means Britain's edge, old language from ancient times. You take a straight line according to Ordnance Survey all the way across, runs through prime crop circle territory, right through the smack bang in the middle of it. Take that line all the way to St Michael's in Kent, which used to be known as Boar's Isle, Kent, when it was Saxon, maybe even the Saxon wilderness and all that lot. Yeah. So that is very spiritual because this is what to do with the L substation at Bifrost Jacob's ladder. Well, it's not really his ladder. He didn't climb up it, he didn't climb down it, he just hung onto the leg of the angel that came down it. And I have distinct memories of that, so I still feel him on my leg. Ripped the bugger off and broke his hip in the Brentwood, dislocated it, but that was a lesson learned. Maybe, but then again, what happened after his death and his followers, what they done to Esau was disgusting. So, not really chosen people at all. Sorry, Israelites, you're not. Yeah, the covenant was with Abraham. Abraham had children, Ishmael and Isaac. Yeah. He refused to give over Isaac to a spiritual life. Yeah, you don't want to kill him. Sacrifices go without something you love. To release, it's like a young lady released Samuel to Eli, yeah, or Ailey, yeah. She done it. She sacrificed what she loved so he could ascend. He could be saved, sort of thing. Yeah, well, it's all stories like that. But when you go back on your agreement, yeah, then you think, right, you've got little lessons to learn. And this Jacob Ishroel, yeah, not Israel, yeah, he called himself that, Ishroel. That his mind interpreted as, and he then subsequently changed it because he had a superiority, he had a bit of a Napoleon complex. So yeah, so it's not Jacob's ladder at all. It's actually Angel's ladder. Yeah. And at the moment, I'm picking people. It's like picking a football team, really. Members of the team. They're not going to become the main deities. We've got a whole group. I mean, of the Elohim, there's 7 almighties. And one of them's Astarte, another one's Baal. There's all sorts of names. You have a look. Look it up, Elohim. How many deities within the Elohim grouping? Yeah, and it says mighty ones. It says all sorts of things. It changes week to week on the internet. I don't know where they're getting the information from, but it's very fluid. Yeah, and so that's that. So yeah, we are operating Ascension from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, because when they changed the name to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, they changed its long count concordance, and we do use the Torah for that, and the Old Testament in the concordance values, and changed the country's fate from what it was before to a mule, donkey, beast of burden. So for Isle of Angels, beast of burden, donkey, makes sense. Great Britain. Couldn't exactly pick Middle East at the moment, or in the last 100 years, because it's just been a war zone. And Britain was responsible for most of it. Shame on you, Britain. It's not a very nice thing to do to other people. You should respect other people. Loving respect. It's been taught for thousands of years. Live your life in balance and harmony and loving respect. Love thy neighbour. Don't try and nick his lands, even if it has got oil underneath it. Greed. I don't like greed. It does so much damage. Yeah, so basically middle ground around Winchester is the field of operation where the orbs will come in and collect righteous souls. What happens to the souls after we come in? There's been many schools of thought on this, and the simple answer is we store them. Some souls want to go and venture off into the galaxy, but the best, if it's really sort of like can do it, we'll put it into the nursery nebula for it to grow as a young star. Immortality. And the best of the best. The average ones, we can take them to other parts of this galaxy, outer parts where the planets are more advanced, more established, or if they want to see heaven, which is really quite boring. But you're flooded in light all the time because there's just high clustering of stars in there. That's why I have adventures out here in the outer sectors, because same old. But I, as in an aspect of the greater, yeah, I'm a small component. I'm a cog within the mechanism. Couldn't exactly get all my powers into this little body here on Earth. So I am a reflection of the higher being, or something like that anyway. I'm human. He links to me. He created me. He put me here on Earth. He gave me a life family to grow up with, live, and to test me. And my God, I was tested to the breaking point. So yeah, so being this way isn't easy. It's blooming hard. So I'll say that's enough for now.